Hi everyone, we are Team B. I am Eric. Today we are going to talk about Chapter 31, Open Economic Concepts. And here are my groupmates, Chloe, Tracy, Giovanna and Ken. So let's move on.
For the agenda, first we will talk about the chapter summary and the problems and applications question 4 after, and problems and application question 10.
So first, let's talk about the basic concepts of this chapter. So, an economy can be a closed economy or open economy. An open economy means the economy interacts freely with other economies around the world. But on the other hand, a closed economy does not interact with other economies in the world. By the means of interact, countries interact with each other through buying and selling goods and services in the world product market, as well as buying and selling capital assets in the world financial markets. Next, regarding the flow of goods, so there is an equation for net exports, which is exports minus imports. Net exports is affected by different factors. There are tastes of consumers, price of goods, exchange rate, income of consumers, cost of transporting goods, and the policy towards international trade. So net exports are also called trade balance. There are situations that an economy experiences trade deficit when imports are greater than the exports, which is the net export turns out to be negative. Also, there are trade surplus when exports are greater than imports, and that will result a positive net export. At last, when imports equal exports, the economy is experiencing zero net exports. For the flow of financial resources, net capital outflow, which is also called net foreign investment, can be calculated by the purchase of foreign assets by domestic residents, deducting the purchase of domestic assets by foreigners. So talking about purchasing assets, the action of buying shares is purchasing assets, so as buying government bonds and setting up factories. There are some factors that may affect net capital outflow. The change in real interest rates being paid on foreign assets or that being paid on domestic assets will affect the net capital outflow. Besides, the government policy and the perceived economic and political risk on holding assets can be also one of the factors.
International transactions are influenced by the nominal exchange rate and the real exchange rate. For the nominal exchange price, it trades the currency of one country for the currency to another, and it expressed in two ways. Either the unit of foreign currency per one unit of local currency, or the unit of local currency per one unit of foreign currency. And usually, one side of the unit dollar is 1. For example, 1 Hong Kong dollar trades 4 Taiwan dollars. On the other hand, 1 Taiwan dollars trades 1/4 Hong Kong dollars. The real exchange rate measures the price of foreign goods relates to the price of domestic goods. It compares the price of domestic goods and foreign goods in the domestic economy. The real exchange rate depends on the nominal exchange rate and the price of goods in the two countries measured in local currencies. And there is an equation of the real exchange rate. Real exchange rate equals to the nominal exchange time domestic price over foreign price. The purchasing power parity theory explains the variation of currency exchange rate. Purchasing power parity is a theory of exchange rates whereby a unit of any given currency should be able to buy the same quantity of goods in all countries. Based on the law of one price, the same product is sold at the same price in all locations. The process of taking advantages of differences in price in different markets is called arbitrage. However, there are limitations. Many goods cannot be easily traded or shipped. Tradable goods may not be perfect substitutes.
I'm Tracy. In question 4, we are going to talk about how would the following transaction affect our country's net capital outflows. Also, state whether each involves direct investment or portfolio investment. First of all, net capital outflow is equal to the purchase of foreign assets by domestic residents minus the purchase of domestic assets by foreigners, and the amount of net capital outflow must equal to the net exports. When the amount of net capital outflow increased, the amount of net exports also increased. But when the net capital outflow decreased, net exports will also decrease. Direct investment is a long-term investment. After you start, it is difficult to pull out of the investment, such as set up a factory in other countries. And portfolio investment is a short-term attempt to make money. It has higher liquidity compared with direct investment, such as local residents buy shares in a foreign corporation. In Part A, there is a local mobile phone company established an office in the Czech Republic. It is a direct investment as the office is set up in the Czech Republic rather than local area. And it is a long-term investment because our local company need to buy a building in foreign country. Company cannot pull out of the investment in a short period of time. Also, in this situation, the local company need to pay money to buy things in other countries for established. So, purchase of foreign assets by domestic residents have been increased and makes the net capital outflow increase. In Part B, Harrods of London sells shares to a pension fund in our country. It is a portfolio investment as the Harrods of London sells shares in our country and used it to make money in a short period of time. When our local residents buy their shares, we will pay our money to the foreign company. So, the purchase of the foreign assets by domestic residents have been increased and also make the net capital outflow increase. For the situation of Part C, the Swedish car company Volvo expands its factory in our country. It is a direct investment as the company is having long-term investment in our country. The Swedish car company need to buy warehouse in our country, which means the foreigner will pay money to us for buying the things they need in the expansion. It is a capital inflow and make the net capital outflow decrease, as the purchase of domestic assets by foreigner have been increased. For the situation of Part D, a local mutual fund sells its Volkswagen shares to a French investor. It is a portfolio investment as it sells the Volkswagen shares to a French investor and used it to make money in a short period of time. When the French investor buy the Volkswagen shares, which means that a foreigner needs to pay money to local mutual funds. It is a capital inflow and make the net capital outflow decrease, as the purchase of domestic assets by foreigners have been increased.
So let's give some examples about the questions. The first example we will talk about is Apple. I believe that all of you know about Apple. Apple is an American multinational technology company. They provide good quality, well-designed, and high-tech products for people. Products like iPhone, iPad, AirPods are popular to people because it is easy to use and it is a symbol of fashion. Apple has been outsourcing its manufacturing for so many years. The reason why they want to outsource their manufacturing to other countries because they want to reduce the cost and also to have the ability to focus on their core business goals and planning so that they can design a better iPhone or maybe other products for people. It is foreign direct investment and also the money is going outside because they need to pay the money to build factory in other country. Also, they need to pay for the labor costs or maybe pay for the materials so that it will enter in debit and also the net capital outflow will increase. The second example I want to talk about is Amazon. Amazon is the largest online retailer in the world. Hong Kong people buy shares of Amazon so that the money is going outside. This transition will be entered in debit and the net capital outflow will increase.
I'm Chloe. For problems and applications question 10, a can of iced tea costs 1 ringgit in Malaysia and 10 bahts in Thailand. What would the baht ringgit exchange rate be if purchasing power parity holds? If a monetary expansion caused all prices in Thailand to double, so that iced tea rose to 20 bahts per can, what would happen to the baht ringgit exchange rate?
To begin with, let's have a brief understanding on nominal exchange rate. So it can be expressed in two ways. The first one is in the units of foreign currency per 1 unit of local currency. The second one is expressed in the unit of local currency per 1 unit of foreign currency. So maybe you will be a little confused. So I would like to explain more by using the Taiwan and Hong Kong exchange rate. So using the first way, which is in the unit of foreign currency per 1 unit of local currency, 1 Hong Kong dollar equals as 3.90 Taiwan dollar. And in the second way, it's in the unit of a local currency per 1 unit of foreign currency, 1 Taiwan dollar equals 0.26 Hong Kong dollar.
Let me first briefly talk about the purchasing power parity. This is a theory of exchange rates whereby a unit of any given currency should be able to buy the same quantity of goods in all countries. And this is a theory based on the principle called law of one price, which is a good must sell for the same price in all locations. That means the same purchasing power in all countries. And there is an equation to calculate the exchange rates, which is the price index for a foreign basket of goods over the price index for a domestic basket of goods. As we need to find the BUS ringgit exchange rate, that means how much ringgit per BUS. So the P is 10 BUS in Thailand, the P star is 1 ringgit in Malaysia, and according to the formula in the previous slide, we need to divide 1 ringgit by 10 BUS. So the answer is 0.1 ringgit per BUS. As there is a monetary expansion caused all prices in Thailand to double, so that the iced tea rises from 10 BUS per can to 20 BUS per can. So the P will be 20 BUS in Thailand, and P star remains unchanged is 1 ringgit in Malaysia. By using the same formula, then 1 ringgit over 20 BUS, so the new exchange rate will be 0.05 ringgit per BUS, and the BUS depreciates as the value of it falls from 0.1 ringgit per BUS to 0.05 ringgit per BUS.
So after discussing the questions, let's have a further discussion. Using the Japanese yen to Hong Kong dollar exchange rate, for example, as you can see in the pictures, it shows the highest, average, and lowest Japanese yen to Hong Kong dollar exchange rate history between the date of 24th of September in 2019 and 20th of March in 2020. It is expressed in the unit of local currency per 1 unit of foreign currency. So within the period, the highest rate is 1 Japanese yen to 0.075 Hong Kong dollar, and the lowest rate is 1 Japanese yen to 0.069 Hong Kong dollar. As you can see here, the Japanese yen appreciated from the date of 20th of February in 2020 to the 9th of March in 2020.
Let's take an example, Toyota Supra. We can see that in 20th February 2020, it cost $798,000 and it cost 11,565,217.4 Japanese yen. In 9th March 2020, it cost 10,640,000 Japanese yen. Okay, let's calculate the exchange rate. We can see that P equal to 798,000 Hong Kong dollar, and the P star equal to 11,565,217.4 Japanese yen. According to the formula in the previous slide, we need to divide P star by P. So we can know the answer is 14.49 Japanese yen per Hong Kong dollar. Next, we'll calculate the new exchange rate. We can see that P is still equal to 798,000 Hong Kong dollar, but P star is not the same. We use the value calculated by the Japanese yen to Hong Kong dollars exchange rate in 9th March 2020. So the value is 10,640,000 Japanese yen. The next step, divide P star by P, so we can know the answer is 13.33 Japanese yen per Hong Kong dollar. Japanese yen appreciates as the values of it raise from 14.49 Japanese yen per Hong Kong dollar to 13.33 Japanese yen per Hong Kong dollar.